And joining us now to tell us more about Police Memorial Week, also talking about openings for the police trainee position for the Academy, is Sergeant Nathan McCauley, the Public Information Officer with the Bakersfield Police Department. Sergeant McCauley, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the significance of this week because, typically this is a very somber week that the public is able to attend these memorials. There are several across the county. And again, it is still a very somber week as we remember those that have lost their lives, in the line of duty. Talk a little bit about the significance of this week.
Well, absolutely. As a police officer, it's very important to remember those that came before you and those that gave their lives for serving their community here. So regardless of the circumstances, we can't have some of the events that we would like to have, but it's still very important to all of us to make sure that we still remember those and we still continue to remember who they were and what they did for our community. And so we'll still have events, we'll still have things that's just going to look different. We'll have a lot more things that are virtual based and video based, but still make sure that we were able to recognize them during this week.
Again, we talk about what everyone's doing. Things are looking a little different right now. People are working from home. A lot of our essential workers, of course, out and about serving our community, including first responders, including police officers. Can you just tell us a little bit about what our local officers are doing right now during the middle of this pandemic?
Well, for the most part, a lot of our work is business as usual. They're still going to come to calls. They still want to make sure that they're there when you need us. There is some additional protective equipment. They're making sure that they take precautions, keeping things as clean as possible, making sure that they're wearing appropriate protective equipment. They have a few extra measures that wouldn't have been in place before, but they want to make sure that they can still go to these calls because they still know that there's a need for them to go out to these. They just want to make sure that they can do it safely when they go around there. So there has been changes. There's been changes in kind of the way some of the shifts are run, some of the protective equipment, some of the cleaning supplies for that, the ways in which they'll respond to certain calls, making sure that people are wearing masks, things like that, which would definitely not be something you would commonly see before this. But it's still making sure that we can still continue to serve the community while doing so and keeping our officers and our staff safe.
Kern County, of course, shows their respect when it comes to our local law enforcement officers. What do you want our community to know about the men and women who are serving this community, putting their lives on the line every single day?
I want them to know that we're still here, and these people work very hard, and they're definitely working to do everything they can to keep our community safe, to make sure that they're still going out to all the calls for service as they would have before. We have a very dedicated group of people. They're very passionate about what they do, and not just our sworn staff, top to bottom throughout our department. We have a fantastic place to work as far as just everything that you do. That you have a very dedicated group of individuals that really take care of one another and really strive to do their best job they can. And that's kind of what we'd like to do is in addition to Police Week, we're also trying to make sure that we prepare for the future of the police department and try to get people to come out and apply for our positions. We're a growing department, and we have some openings now, and they just started running that application on May 8th, and it'll continue to run through June 5th. So there's an opportunity to see what it's like to be a police officer and become part of this department. It's a lot of exciting opportunities coming up over the next several years.
Let's talk a little bit about this program or these new positions, and who are you looking for specifically? Who should come out and take a look at this position if they're interested?
Well, obviously, there's qualifications as far as age and some basic qualifications that'll be part of the testing as far as physical abilities, things like that. But a lot of those are very basic. It's just a starting point to make sure that people are ready. But mostly we're looking for ethical, professional, and responsible people. We want people that have that passion to serve their community, that want to be a part of this. We can teach you about the law. We can teach you, they can train you physically, but we want to make sure that the people that we're getting into this organization are starting off from the right place, that they want to do this for the right reasons, that they want to be a part of this, that they have the heart to serve their community and want to go from that. And we can help train and teach you the rest, but it's got to start from a place where you're ethically and morally wanting to come in to do the right thing, and then we can work on training you the rest of the way here. But it's an outstanding place to work. There's so much variety in what you can do in police work. You never know what you're going to do on any given day. The assignments you can go through. In the 13 years I've been here, I've been in patrol, I've been in the gang unit, I've been in our civil service team, I've been in homicide, I've been in burglary, I've been in internal affairs. And I've worked with canine units. There's so many different areas you can go into, and that was just the career path that I've been on. There's several other areas that I've never worked in. There's plenty of diversity as far as what you can encounter each day. It keeps things exciting, and our staff top to bottom. The officers you work with and the other people in the department are fantastic. So it's really a good place to work. And the growth that we're having over the next several years will allow people to really have an opportunity to experience and work in a lot of these different areas, because there will be a lot of opportunities as our department grows.
Talk about a wide variety of things that you've done in the last several years. Sergeant Nathan McCauley, thanks so much for joining us here for 17 News at Sunrise, and stay safe, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.